Hello everyone, I will explain the process. This is the installation guide for the weeding robot. We will divide the explanation into 13 sections. You can skip to the needed part by dragging the progress bar below. Now let's begin with the first part, to guide you step by step. Now let's introduce the whole weeding robot. It consists of 3 parts. First is the visual row-guided control system. It works as the robot's eyes and control brain. Second is the hydraulic side shift mechanism. It acts like the body and arms. Third starts from the main beam to the weeding tool section. This is like the robot itself. Weed with the weeding tool. So how does the robot work? First, the eyes detect the crop row. Identify the seedling belt. Then the control system uses the detected data and control the hydraulic side shift mechanism. Move the rear weeding tools side to side so that the tools can weed accurately without harming crops. Now let me introduce the structure and installation of our control system. This is the controller box. It shows all component connections and the wiring interfaces. They are labeled on the sticker above. This is our control tablet. And this is the manual control box. They come as one unit. It's installed in the cockpit. This is the tablet power wiring. This is the lift sensor. This is the wheel speed sensor. This is the power switch wiring. There's a label on the wire. You can see it's the main power switch wiring. This is the supplemental light wiring. Next, we'll walk through the installation and wiring of each component. How to wire it. Take the main power cable as an example. Find the end of the cable. Then find the matching port on the controller box. Each port is labeled on the controller box, and each cable has a small label. This is the main power cable. Find the main power port on the controller box. Align the connector this way. Insert it into the horizontal socket. Push it into complete installation. Let's try another cable. This label is power switch cable. Find the port labeled power switch cable on the controller box. Insert it to finish wiring. Now introduce the controller installation. This is the hydraulic side shift unit. This is our controller box. Install it on the back of the device. Align the screw holes of the controller box with the device. Find the correct holes. Install the 4 screws in position. Now the controller box is fixed. After installing the controller box, find matching ports to connect component cables. Each port is labeled. For example, this port on the right is for the camera. If 2 cameras are used, both ports can be used for wiring. If using only 1 camera, it's recommended to use the X3 board 1 port. Next, we introduce camera installation. Introducing our components in sequence. The upright post to be mounted on the main beam, the main body with the camera and scale board, and our supplement light module. Next, we will install them one by one. First, mount the silver upright post on the main beam and secure it. After that, install the camera main body. Slide the 2 small sliders on the upright post. Slide it down from the top of the post to the desired installation position. Align the screw holes on the main body with the slider position. Align screws with holes and tighten. This preliminarily fixes the camera main body. Then tighten both screws fully. Next, adjust the camera angle. There is an arrow on the camera scale. It currently points to 65 degrees. If we want it to look higher and farther, first loosen the rear screw. Then lift the camera. Adjust to 55 degrees. Then tighten the screw again. Adjustment is complete. Next, we wire the camera. The cable is labeled X3 external. The two plugs are actually identical, so for the camera module installation, just plug any end into the camera's lower port. Cable installation is complete. Untie the cable ties. Route the cable along the machine's main beam. Cable routing runs from the camera module to the controller box. Take the cable labeled X3 external. Align it with the X3 external port on the controller box. There are two ports here, but only one camera needs connection. Plug directly into the X3 external 1 port. After plugging in, the camera module installation is complete. Install the supplemental light. The light assembly includes the supplemental lights, a bracket and 2 corresponding screws. They are installed above the camera. Move the slider down to the corresponding position. Align the holes on the bracket with the slider. Then lock with screws. The light angle can be adjusted as needed. Generally, the light angle matches the camera angle. After adjustment, the camera main body and light installation are mostly complete. After installing the camera and light modules, now connect the corresponding wiring. First, take the longer cable. Connect the 2 plugs to the light module. The plugs are not differentiated, either one works. After connecting the 2 plugs, pick up the shorter cable. It also has 2 plugs. This is for installing to cameras. Here we demonstrate using one. Use any plug to connect with the longer cable. Connect directly. Then untie the cable ties on the long cable. Route the cable along the machine's main beam. Connect it to our controller box. Our cable runs from the main body to the control box here. Find the port labeled supplemental light on the controller box. Plug our connector directly into the controller box. The supplemental light module installation is complete. Now install the lift sensor. The screw in my left hand is for this M8*35 external hex bolt set. The lift sensor main body is installed here, at the back of the hydraulic lateral shift structure. Fix the screw where I am pointing. Install screws in the 2 corresponding holes. After the first screw, tighten the nut at the back. Fix one more screw in the other 2 holes. Then tighten the self-locking nut. Now the lift sensor is preliminarily fixed. Use electrician pliers and electric wrench. Clamp the nut at the back first. Then use the front wrench to tighten the screw. Repeat the same. After adjusting the lift sensor body, tighten the second screw. Now the lift sensor main body is installed. Connect the wire to the controller box. Label reads lift sensor. Into lift sensor port on controller box. Insert the cable. Lift sensor installation is complete. After the whole speed sensor is installed, route its cable to the controller box. Use the connector labeled wheel speed sensor external. Plug it into the port labeled wheel speed sensor on the controller box. Connect the cable directly. Wheel speed sensor installation complete. Installing the hydraulic solenoid valve. Grab the cable labeled hydraulic valve out. There's a long cable connector and a short one at the other end. Connect the long one to the left side of the battery valve, and the short one goes to the right side of the battery valve. Now let's show the installation. First, point the long connector downward. Insert it into the left side of the solenoid valve. Then insert the short cable into the right side of the solenoid valve. Once it's connected, pass the cable through the hydraulic side shift mechanism. After passing it through, you'll see there's a hole here. Feed the cable through it to connect to the controller box. Pull the cable out from the other side. The label on it says hydraulic valve out. So we find the solenoid valve port on the controller box and plug the cable directly into that port. Now the hydraulic solenoid valve is fully installed. Now we introduce the implement equipment and how to connect the hydraulic hoses to the tractor multi-way valve. The location of the wrench now points to the all inlet hose. The inlet hose delivers hydraulic oil from the tractor. The all enters our implement, passes through the all filter here to power the implement. The other hose pointed to by the wrench. This is the outlet hose of the implement. Now looking at the connector on the tractor side. The upper hose connected to the outlet valve is the inlet hose. One line enters through the inlet hose and goes into the implement. The other hose is the outlet hose, which connects back along the line to the tractor. The hydraulic hose installation is complete. Now we introduce contour module installation. First, hook this side of the contour module to the beam. Snap it onto the beam. Then check if the iron piece below is aligned. Currently, it is not aligned. Push it upward by hand to press against the beam. Then tighten the screw on top with the impact wrench. Make sure the screw presses tightly against the iron piece. At this point, check if the module is loose after the initial installation. Next, we will measure and position the modules. Take 1.1 meter twin row corn as an example for spacing. Install the first module at the center of the implement beam. Since it is 1.1 meter twin row corn, we position the center module first. Install the next one 55 centimeters apart. Measure from the left side of one module to the left side of the other. This module needs to be moved right to the 55 centimeters mark. So how do we move the module? First, loosen the screws on top of the module with the impact wrench. After loosening, you can shift the module. After moving the module, the scale reads 55 centimeters. Now continue to install another module outward. Also measure from the left side of this module. The next module's left side is also 55 centimeters away. Then proceed to adjust and install. Now all modules on the implement are installed. This is the Inturo weeding tool for furrows. This is used inside the furrow. This tool is equipped with a soil covering plate. It can be removed when not needed. When the tool touches the ground, the tool lifts the soil. It spreads soil to both sides. The soil covering plate pushes the soil onto the ridge. This type of tool works inside the furrow. During ground operation, the vertical sides cut along the edge of the furrow, using the blade in front of the tool for precise weeding within the furrow. This is the finger wheel. The finger wheel weeds between plants. It grips the crop gaps between rows. When the tool moves forward, it removes weeds between plants. Now let me show you how to install the weeding blades. First, let's look at the blade components. This is the spring tine. This is our weeding blade. These are the spare parts. First thing to note, blade installation direction. First, stand the spring tine upright. It's S-shaped. The curved part should face forward. It faces the tractor's moving direction. Now pick up the weeding blade. The blade edge also faces forward, towards the tractor's moving direction. So the two parts form a set like this. Pay attention here. Make sure the blade edge isn't reversed. It should face forward. Now let's look at the installation. First, lay it down. Align the two parts correctly. Blade edge forward, same direction as the S-shaped tine. Slide the blade under the spring tine. Hold the metal washer firmly. Now install the accessories. Insert the hex nut into the black cap. Put it into the gap between tine and blade. Screw it in loosely for now. Insert the pin. Use an impact wrench to tighten it. Check the spring tine direction again. It's facing forward. The installed blade also faces forward. Other blades are installed the same way. S-shaped tine should face forward. Screw faces backward. Blade edge faces forward. Same installation method. Now let's explain installing a single blade set. Start from the center assembly on the main beam. We usually install ridge weeding blades. Take one set of ridge weeding blades. First, stand one blade up. As said, this end screw faces backward. The curved S-shape faces forward. The blade edge also faces forward. Install this blade on the left side. You can hang it on first, then get the other blade set. It's symmetrical to the previous one. This blade edge also faces forward. This screw is also in the back. Install it on the right side. Adjust blades based on actual working conditions. Adjust the gap between them. Check again. Both blade edges face forward. These two blades are symmetrical. Finally, tighten the screws with an impact wrench. This is the machine's main power cable. The label reads main power external. This end with the power connector connects to the main power port on the controller box. The red wire on the other end connects to the positive terminal of the tractor power. The black wire connects to the negative terminal of the tractor power. Once both ends are connected, the power setup is complete. Now let's measure some basic setup parameters of the camera. First, measure the camera height from the ground. Pull out the measuring tape. Extend it to the camera position. Align with the third line on the camera bracket. Then place the tape vertically on the ground. Return to the mark aligned with the camera. The height reads 1.41 meters. This is the camera installation height. Next, measure the image center point distance. Find the point measured vertically from the camera. Align the other end of the tape with the screen crosshair center. Use that as the reference point. Straighten the measuring tape. The center distance from the camera image is 1.34 meters. Switch to a top view for explanation. Place one end of the tape on the ground under the camera. Align the other end with the center crosshair on the screen. Measure again and get the look-ahead distance as 1.34 meters. Starting again from the point directly under the camera, extend the tape backwards toward the tool module. Pull the tape to the nearest blade. This is the blade closest to the camera. Use a vertical reference object to assist the measurement. For easier reading, the top of the ruler marks the reference point. Go back to the base of the camera to read the scale. The scale shows 1.20 meters. This is the horizontal distance from camera to blade. Switch to a top view to explain again. Place one end of the tape at the vertical ground point below the camera. Extend the tape to the tool module. Use the nearest blade as the reference point. Then read the tape scale. The reading is 1.20 meters, which is the distance from the camera to the blade. Return to the tablet interface in the cab. Input the three measured distance parameters one by one. Camera distance measurement is now complete.